Hey, Planeswalkers, Mythras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Today's top deck is a combo mechanic that I'm super pumped to show you. It was a Platinum to Mythic 6+ win deck, plus I've seen it in the top 1,000 as well, and we're circling back on some stuff that's pretty interesting that we haven't seen in a while. So with that said, we'll talk about the main board, we'll talk about the sideboard, we'll pull those two together for our best of 3 matches, and then we'll also play some competitive Magic in both that best of 1 and best of 3 for you today. Now, quickly, Planeswalkers, before we go ahead and check out the deck, I just want to say thank you. I truly appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch, stay up to date on content like this. Additionally, you can follow my journey down below with my Untapped profile, or you can share yours with me with the companion app that I have down below as well. Now, lastly, other ways to support the channel is you can become something like a patron, so appreciate that, or hop into our Discord. The server's down below in the details. Anyway, other ways to stay connected. Now, we're going to go ahead and talk about the deck, but for those of you that like to either stick around for that portion of the video or the other portions, the timestamps are down below in the description for you too. All right, Planeswalkers, so what do we got going on here? We have a mono blue devotion deck. So maybe you're familiar with this, maybe you're not, but it used to be a very kind of one-off interesting deck. I wanted to play this for you today because it is fairly tricky and it's a lot of fun. So especially when you can get it off. So with that said, deck list is available for you down below in the description, so you have access to it right away. Links are there as well. For those of you that are new, those of you that are returning, it's mono blue because it's only blue, and it's a devotion deck because of the devotion mechanic here from Theros. Our devotion to a color is the number of the mana symbols of that color and the mana costs of permanents you control. So the objective of this deck is really to kind of control the beginning, the middle, and really go after the late game. There's a couple of different combos in here that we'll dive into, but you can definitely go right through your opponent if you need to, or you can use everyone's favorite Thassa Oracle to finish this off. So very excited about this combo deck. So quickly here, we're going to do our famous flyby and take a look at each of the cards quickly, because as we drill into it in the one-ofs of each of these cards, it's nice to know what the deck looks like in its totality. So Planeswalkers, what do we have going on here? Let's take a look here first off with Corridor Monitor. So this is a card from Throne of Eldraine. It's an artifact creature construct. When it enters the battlefield, we get to untap target artifact or creature we control. So mostly what you're going to be doing with this is you're going to be pulling this in, you're going to be untapping Nyx Lotus, so keep that in mind. Then we have Mystic Subdual. Here it's flash. We can enchant creature. Enchant creature gets -2/-0 and loses all abilities. Now the other portion about this is it's going to add to that devotion. We got Omen in the Sea, so this is a flash enchantment where we can scry 2, then draw a card, or we can sack it for 3 and scry 2. So very, very powerful card. We got Thassa's Oracle here. So as I mentioned, this is 1-win condition. So what you do with this is when Thassa's Oracle enters the battlefield, we get a look at the top X cards of our library, where X is our devotion to blue. Put up to 1 of them on top of our library and the rest on the bottom of our library in a random order. If X is greater than or equal to the number of cards in our library, we win the game. So very, very powerful. Lots of things we can do here, so keep it in mind. We have Glasspool Mimic, so a very, very nice modal land here. Key is, as the creature, we may have it enter the battlefield as a copy of a creature we control, except it's also a shapeshifter rogue in addition to its other types. And here, otherwise, we can have it enter tapped as a land. We have Baron Tolarian Archmage. So when this enters the battlefield, we get to return up to 1 other target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. So if it's ours, at the beginning of our end step, if a permanent was returned to our hand, from the battlefield this turn, we also get to draw a card. So very, very powerful there. We got Brazen Borrower. So here we got our instant adventure speed cast where we can return target non-land permanent an opponent controls to its owner's hand. Or we got the 3/1 flyer here with flash, but it can only block creatures with flying. And then we got good old Gadwick the Wizened. So here it's all about reloading the cards with Gadwick. So we get to draw X cards, and then whenever we cast a blue spell, we get to tap a target non-land permanent an opponent controls. So ability to kind of keep things locked down if we want to swing in, like I was mentioning. We got good old Thassa Deep Dwelling here, so we get a little bit blink going on. So this is our legendary enchantment creature god. It's got indestructible, and as long as our devotion to blue is less than 5, Thassa is not a creature. Isn't a creature. At the beginning of our end step, we get to exile one other target creature we control and return that card to the battlefield under our control, or we can tap things down. So one of the big things here, as I mentioned, is you can keep popping this back in. You can pop in Corridor Monitor to untap Nyx Lotus, lots of different things. You can pull Arcanus Owl, lots of combos here. So we're going to hopefully get a lot of great action here in the matches. Then we got Arcanus Owl. So here it's a 4-drop. It's got flying. When it enters the battlefield, not only do we have a 3/3 flyer, we got to look at the top 4 cards of our library, and we may reveal an artifact or enchantment card from among them, put it into our hand, put the rest in the bottom of any order. Then we got good old Nyx Lotus. So this is a key engine of the deck also, so it enters the battlefield tapped. So keep that in mind. It's going to cost you kind of a turn. But when we tap it, we get to choose a color, add an amount of mana of that color equal to our devotion to that color. So very, very important there, and key to remember. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to tap out with this. You're going to want to pull Gadwick in, save 2, and then drop Corridor Monitor to untap this. Then we got Yorion Sky Nomad, so lots of blinking that can happen, lots of things that we can do with the different triggers. Then we got Sublime Epiphany. Yorion, what it does is it's a flying 4/5. We're not playing it as a companion, but then when it enters the battlefield, exile any number of other non-land permanents we control, or other non-land permanents we own and control, and then return those to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. Then we got Sublime Epiphany. So this is a very powerful card. I really, really like it. It's a 6-drop. We get to choose one or more. Counter target spell, counter target activated or triggered ability, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, create a token that's a copy of a target creature we control, and target player draws a card. So lots of things there for 6. We got good old Seagate Restoration as well. So this is one of those modal lands. It can enter tapped, or we can pay 3 life to have it enter not tapped. And then last, it can draw cards equal to the number of cards in our hand, +1, and we have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. So very powerful when combined with Gadwick. And then running 19 lands. So 19 + 2 + the 6, I believe. Yep. So 25. So very, very powerful there. So that, my friends, is the main board. We talked a little bit about some of the comboing there, so I think that's important for you to understand. Again, it's a little tricky deck to pilot, so very, very excited to do this one for you today, just because it is a lot of fun and a lot of thinking. So I finally will have to have a chance that I got to take a little bit slower approach with this particular deck. Now, it doesn't ramp fast, so we just got to be careful, and we got to make sure that we can delay enough. Once we get to 4 here and get Nyx Lotus down, you're usually in a very good, strong position. Next, we got the good old sideboard here. So first off, we got Negate. This is corner target non-creature spell. You're going to want to play this against late game decks. You're going to play this against control decks. These could be like Grixis. You could even play this against rogues if you wanted to, just to make sure that they don't counter your stuff. You're going to play it against things like mono red, mono blue, mono black, control, or monument, whatever you want to call it. That's a good spot there. And then you're going to want to play this against the Teamer, Obosh, the deck we did yesterday as well, the Yorion Teamer, Ultimatum type decks. So lots of good places for this one. Then we got Brazen Borrower, so we talked about this one already. I'd play this against creature-based decks. I'd play this against decks like this one too, Yorion, anything running Doom, or insert Doom here. Brazen Borrower would be good in those Doom decks as well. I'd also play it against a creature-heavy deck, so this would be more aggro mid-range type decks. Things like Gruul aggro, things like mono red, things like mono green. Lots of good spots there. You could also play this against rogues. Probably be all right for you there. Then we got Mystical Dispute. So again, you're beginning to see kind of something familiar where you're shifting out of the blue into more of a, mono blue with some creature based stuff into more of a mono blue control deck. But here you got the Mystical Disputes. Again, anything running blue, you're going to want to run against any of the late game, any of the control deck stuff. You're going to want to play this. So that's the Yorion decks, the Esper decks. Even mid-range, I'd probably run it. You can run against rogues or anything putting blue in it in aggro, mid, or late game. We got Whirlwind Denial. So very, very powerful card here. A lot of people forget about this one. So for each spell and ability our opponents control, counter it unless its controller pays 4. So we get to counter everything. So this is a very powerful card against Hydroid Krasis. Here again, you're going to be able to counter a lot of things, so just keep that in mind. But biggest thing is that nice slip for 3, and then it pretty much shuts down everything that's going to happen. So this works well against, again, all the stuff that we already talked about. I'd play it more in terms of the mid-range to late game decks. So those are all the stuff that we already listed, but Doom, insert whatever, Esper, Mardu, Orzhov, you name it, Abzan, things like that. And then also kind of in that mid-range space, the Selesnya, the Sultai, and then also the Rakdos. Then last but not least, we have Ashiok's Erasure. So where would I play this one? But first, let's talk about it. We got a flasher again. When it enters the battlefield, exile target spell. Our opponents can't cast spells with the same name as the exiled card. And then when Ashiok Erasure leaves the battlefield, we get to return the exiled card to its owner's hand. So big thing here. This really gives us a 4 of. So you're knocking out one of their cards, but they can't play 4. So anyone that's not playing enchantment removal, this is a great thing to play against. I would play this against mid-range. I'd play this against late game, particularly. You can shut down Kroxa with this. You can shut down a lot of different things. And just be careful because they might not be ready for this, but they may have Pharicas, so you'd have to sack an enchantment, those kinds of things. But hopefully they aren't. Great against Esper decks, great against, Yorion Doom, Esper, Mardu, Abzan, Orzhov, whatever you name it, good against mid-range. I probably wouldn't play this against the aggro stuff. It's just going to be too quick. But in a longer match, this is perfect. This is going to be your good old Ugin love as well. And so that's the Monument decks, mono red, black, and blue as well. And then also this is really good at hitting Maze Mines. I probably play this against Grixis. I play this against Sultai. Lots of good spots for this. And then obviously all these you could play against the mirror match. So very stoked. Like I said, a lot of fun. We're shifting from more of a faster paced combo deck to more of like a later game control combo kind of deck here. So next, it's important to understand where we would think about switching things up. Aggro, we're not going to do a whole lot besides maybe put in Brazen Borrower. And for that, what would I pull out? I'd probably pull out Sublime Epiphany. If you do want to get a little bit more aggressive, you could always throw in a Mystical Dispute or Ashiok's Erasure if you wanted to, but that's going to be slow. I'd maybe go with a Mystical Dispute. And definitely great against Izzet and those kinds of things. But what would you pull out? I would maybe consider Yorion on the late there. Again, we talked about Sublime Epiphany. You could even consider pulling a Gadwick out, but that's a main core engine as well. But realistically, again, you're probably just going to flip the one in there, and I'd flip out a Yorion to do that. Next, when we talk about the mid-range, it's going to be a little bit different. If they're not running creatures, you can definitely get rid of the Mystic subduals here. I would probably go with Negates. Probably not necessarily Brazen, and then I would consider looking at these ones. If you do run into more of a counter type match, you're obviously going to want to run these. And if we do go down that path, what do we want to get rid of? I'd probably drop the Yorions. You're going to want to keep these 4. They're huge engines here for you. You need to keep Corridor. You'll drop the Mystic subduals again, so that gives you 6. I like Thassa's for the blink. You can always cut down to like 2 Thassa's Oracles. I think just at least having 1's going to be nice, but 2 is really going to kind of help you dig around. And when you push from that early game to kind of that mid or late game. As long as you have 2 of these and they're not really playing control or anything to kind of take those off the board, if you want to put them on early and look and kind of keep it going there with Thassa, you're probably going to be just fine. So that's not a bad spot to cut as well. So that should give you enough. That's 2 there. You could go, 4 there. You could go 2 there, and you could even go the Yorins if you want. That gives you 8. That's going to give you a ton of options within this space. And if you need more, you could always go Sublime if you wanted. And I think that's good. And you could always bounce Baron too if you wanted. So lots of different spots for us. Now we're going to talk about the late game. If you're playing control decks, again, mainly these. If you're playing Esper Doom decks, you're going to want to play these, or even Ultimatum decks. That could be considered mid-range, definitely negates. So you probably play the negates, you probably play the Mystical Disputes, you may play Ashiok's Erasure. So again, let's call it 12 cards here that you may move in. I'd probably remove Yorion, again, just my choice. I would maybe look to do Sublime Epiphany. I still like this on the top end. You could, if you wanted to, even cut maybe 1 land. That gets a little bit risky. And then also you may, depending if they're more control, you might drop the Brazen. You'll probably drop the Mystics here. So that's 4. You could go to 6. You could go to 7 again. You could go to 1 Thassa if you wanted to as well. Just remember that when you do drop the Arcanist Owl, it's not going to hit as much. So keep those things in mind. So you still like that. You could go one Gadwick and 1 Baron too. So that should give you a good taste on how to move those around as well, and kind of some of the things to think about. You're gonna have to find the right line. I wouldn't overload this. It's going to slow down some of the things here. The biggest combo piece is really getting those draws and getting the next Lotus going, and using Arcanist to kind of dig. And then once you get those things, you're going to be just nice and dandy and set. So Planeswalkers, questions, comments, let me know down below. At this point, we've talked about the main board, we've talked about the sideboard, we've talked about kind of what the deck is, the objectives of the deck, a couple of different win conditions where it fits in. So now the biggest thing is let's put it to the test and play some competitive Magic here in both best of 1 and best of 3. Again, deck list down below. Questions, comments, let me know down below. And then feel free to hop in the Discord and those kinds of things too. All right, let's go ahead and we will take this deck, Mono Blue Devotion deck, out for a stroll. Again, this was a Platinum to Mythic 6+ win deck. I was playing around there already with it a little bit just to get a little use. Now, Planeswalkers top 100 Teamer Yorion deck I did yesterday. Absolutely check it out. It's a sweet deck. So let's go ahead though. What we're playing today is Mono Blue Devotion. All right, we are off. So I will consider it a big win if we win 1 best of 1. If we can combo off, and I'd be very happy if we can take away the best of 3 as well. So we got out of the blue here first. Now, before we decide if we're going to keep this, I just want to say thank you as always. I appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Stay up to date on content like this and daily videos. Other ways to support the channel down below in the description. Feel free to hop in the Discord like I mentioned, server link down there. And feel free to become a patron. All right, and stay tuned. I do have YouTube memberships coming as well, so check that out. All right, here we go, Planeswalkers. What do I want to do? I'm actually going to keep this, so we'll go from there. I'm going to get rid of this first, and I actually like not having the Nyx Lotus right off the bat. So we got an adventure deck, so that's going to be a nice deal. So we'll do this. Let's take a look. You're gonna take a decent amount of damage right away, so just keep that in mind. keep it in mind. And then we just need to figure out how to continue to delay here. We could play Gadwick next turn if we wanted to. We can wait. We could play Thassa's Oracle as well, and I may actually do that just to kind of get a look and align how we want to scry up here. All right, so far it looks like we got a golgari deck. So I may do this. So we definitely want this. I like choose up to 1 to put on top. I like monitor. We could use that though and shut down their This is a tough choice for me. Might go Baron. So monitor's great, there's a corridor there, but it's even better, even better when. So we'll do this for 1. When we already have Nyx on the board, we don't have that. So now we got corridor monitor back. So we'll bounce Gatwick. Actually, I should have played, well, we're going to pop this guy back anyway. There's our Nyx Lotus. Yes! So if we get this done right, let's see. If we get this done right. Oh, there we go. There we go. So for 3, now what we could do is we could untap here if we wanted to, and I may actually do this. So what you could do then is redo this. So what you keep doing is you untap there, but let's leave this for now. So I'm doing that to play Brazen. So then what I can do is I can play Gadwick on and leave 3 open, play Glasspool, copy Corridor Monitor, and then play that back in there. And you don't want to block, you want to take the damage, you want to keep doing this. So we can go to 6. So we need to do 1, 2, what's that give me? Can't see. 8, we need to keep 3 open. 9, so we'll do this, we'll pay 6. Alright, so here's what we do. We play Glasspool. And we tap this guy down. Boom. Game over. Super, super nice. We had it totally set there. So we beat a nice Golgari adventure deck. Already made my day. Taking down best of one. Yes. So super, super awesome here in Diamond with the awesome mono blue devotion deck that people have certainly forgotten about. Always nice to pull things off like that. So we got it to work. Again, like I said, it takes a little bit of thinking, but once you get moving, very, very nice. All right, hi, hey, whatever, hi, A. So here's the thing that I don't like about this start. I don't necessarily like having Nyx Lotus, but we're going to keep it. I do have Thassa's Oracle, so I can look on my turn 2 and kind of slow things down. We want to tee up for Arcanus Owl if we can. And we want to hold those Glass Pool Mimics like we were talking about already. Now this really hurts. So I want to keep that. So what we can do here is we can add copy here. We want to keep this. So we got a couple things that we can do. So we're going to get this. So now we can go to Arcanist Owl. We need to get the draw going, and we need to get some of the other things going here. Take the 3. Here we go. So how do I want to do this? So let's do this first. Let's see if we can get the corridor. Boom into the sea. So we'll tap this for 8. Let's see if we can hit something else first. Oh! Ooh. I'll take the borrower. So next turn, we have Gadwick, and we can pull a lot. So we need to keep at least 3 open. That gives us a, well, could be more than that actually. I was gonna say 3. You want to keep 2 at least for corridor. If we can't hit corridor in 46 there, we will definitely have a problem. All right, so we got 13. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll add 13. So let's keep 5. So let's go 9. There we go. So now we got corridor. And here's where the tap down begins. Now we can put another land. Now we got a lot of things we can do. So I just need to stay on top of what's going on. So we got 17. We should be able to drain enough with our Oracle here too. So we just need to be careful on how we're going to do this. We can bounce. See, people aren't even going to play it out, but we got it. We got it. We crushed it again in best of 1. Could we go to Mythic with this right now? Probably could. It's pretty funny and pretty sweet at the same time. So not much that they're going to be able to do. That's the combo. We got it off twice. Oh my gosh, so awesome, Planeswalkers, so awesome. All right, we're gonna go to best of 3. That already doubled my day right there. So let's go ahead and play traditional standard ranked. Again, top 100 teamer Yorian deck, you guys should check it out. But we are playing the mono blue devotion combo today. All right, let's go ahead and pop into it with this one. Now, Planeswalkers, as always, a big thank you. I appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Stay up to date on daily content like this. Other ways to support the channel down below by becoming a patron, or feel free to hop in the Discord channel, hang out. And like I said, I'm going to set up the YouTube membership stuff here soon too. Okay, so what do I like? What don't I like? Well, I like having lands. I don't like not being able to play anything. I'm going to sit on it because we know that we got a low draw rate anyway on lands. We are playing a Jegantha deck. Oh man, look at that odds. Plus, if I can get our cast down and start looking for stuff, I'm okay with it. There we go. Turn 2 play. What do we want? What do we need? I will take Gadwick. And I'm also going to take Seagate. Now I'm taking that if we get further down the line, and we can play that, we'll be looking pretty good. So we need to see what they got in this deck a little bit more here. Alright, Sultai it is. We'll play our Canis Owl next. We'll take a dig, and then we'll go Gadwick after. And again, we got the Glasspool Mimics. But what I'm willing to bet here is they're probably more of a control deck. So I could see this game coming. Yeah, there we go. So this is going to be a tough match for us. We're going to have to go heavy into the control when we get into it here. A Titans Nest deck. So at the beginning of our upkeep, look at the top card. We may put it in the graveyard. Exile 1. All right, we can deal with that. We'll go 2 here. Titans Nest deck. Ugin, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, Shark Token. I can deal with that as well. So again, we're going to have to put the slips, we're going to have to play some more control, we're going to have to do it in a thoughtful way here. We're going to have to keep the 4 Nixes. We're going to have to do that because that's the key combo engine, but we just got to be cognizant of how we're going to play here. Again, not super worried about the Sharks yet, but I'm sure there's reason to be. And it's good to see one of the Titan Nest decks. So we actually have enough to play Seagate Restoration next turn. If they don't have a counter, I may do that. We'll see. Yeah, there it is. So we get another shot at it. So once we put some of our counters in, we're going to be able to do a lot against this deck. And then we just got to think about how we're going to play. They'll get the mana ramp as long as we keep Titans Nest off the board, so that shouldn't be a problem. And that's not lethal yet. 6, 10. What do we have? Not enough. Let's see if we can pull it. Yeah, figured there was another one in there. So now we're going to go to the next match. 5, 11, 12. We wouldn't have made it through. So, my friends, it is now a nice, very nice counter magic game. Ashiok's, and let's go Whirlwind. So what do we need to keep? This is dead. We need 7 more outs. Negate's good. We'll keep that, That guy's gone. We definitely want to keep at least one Thassa. I think we dropped the Orions. Sublime, Epiphany. It's not a bad late game card. We could get rid of it though. Go to 63, and drop 1 there, drop 2 there. So we're gonna go to 2. I like the rest of this makeup. Becomes very, very control-y. Very control-y. Which is fine. That's how we're gonna play. We're gonna play a control deck versus a Titan's Nest control deck. We hardly saw any creatures. We'll play first. We'll keep this. We hardly saw any creatures, like I said. So we'll definitely get our guy down. We'll take a look. What do we want? We want to keep Thassa. There you go. Now we can't counter any creatures or enchantments, but we can counter the counters. That's all that matters. We're going to take another look. Alright, so they're going to run counter. And we'll wait. Now we won't be able to counter Titan's Nest, which is a 4-drop. Well, yeah. Enchantments can't be countered. So good thing we got 2 of those, so 1's down. We'll try again. If we can't get it on the board, then we just gotta wait it out a little bit. There we go. So we know they're missing counter spells right now. So, good news is, even if they play a slip, we have enough. So we'll make them pay 2. There we go. And now we can start digging. Oh, it was the Mimic. That's kind of funny. Kind of funny. So now we gotta play Arcana solo first. I'm still laughing about that. That was unfortunate. So I'll assume they most likely got a counter now out of that. Ooh, there we go. Take that. Well, thought erasure that. And let us look. Let us look. We can pull an Omen of the Sea or another erasure. Let's do that. Because now we got a lot of countering power. A lot of countering power. So here's going to be their shark, I think. There we go. I kept one open. Kept one open. So maybe they pulled that. So we got to keep 3 here. So we're going to do this. And we got... Let's cancel, let's count. We got 7. Gives me 3 left. 10, so let's go grab 7. Alright, combo. Maybe we're gonna be okay. There we go. And let's do this one. So we're doing this to bring this back so we can counter a lot of stuff. Oops, we need to discard down to 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We just need to get rid of 1. Almost over discarded. Phew. So now we got 19. We got 3 counters against their counters. And we can tap them down. So we are just set here. Boom! Alright, I'll take it. We've at least split best of 3. We are in full control mode, my friends. Alright. This mono blue devotion deck is a hoot. Absolute hoot. Alright, let's see what we got here. Super, super fun. Super fun. And we're moving pretty quick here. Madoka. Let's see what we got going on here. Didn't even need to worry about not countering stuff. Just gotta counter the spells that you need to counter. Those flying sharks aren't gonna matter too once we get our combo going. Alright. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. We can look, we can dig, we can do all kinds of stuff here. We got our Mystical Dispute right off the bat. Sad day. Sad, sad day. We'll look. Those. Can get risky here at the Titans Nest. We'll see. We'll get a little risky. I need to look. I need to see you guys. I need to see what's going on with my deck. So this could be good enough for them to get Titans Nest. If it does, I'm okay with that. I'm still okay with that. Because we'll just keep countering. It doesn't give them more draw. Now, I'm going to run into some problems if I don't have a slip and I don't get some other draw and things going on. Ooh, I can do this though. Nope, not yet. I need one more land. There's my slip. So I'm actually going to play this. Actually counter that. And the draw with Whirlwind. Boom! Boom! A lot of people forgot that. I didn't forget that. I did see the trigger though. One, two, three. Let's do it. Ooh, even better. yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can make a 3/3. They can make the 3/3 if they want to. So they're pulling everything to get that on the board. Everything that they got. They're going to leave one blue open, which I'm fine with. I'm going to cast the negate, and I'm going to do it so that it forces them to play the slip. Absolutely. I'm okay with that. Ah, miss. That's a bummer. I'm okay with that too. Because now it's a 1-in-1 card and they got Jegantha. So I'm okay. We're in a good control match here now. We'll dig again. There we go. Take that guy. Again, don't need to worry about Jegantha because we can just tap him down. Oh, that would have been nice. So as long as I can keep this one on the board, I'll be happy. It's going to cost them 3 to counter. I don't have enough. And now it's 1-1. So Jegantha is the only thing that can run through us with for now until they take Arcanist Owl off. There it comes. It won't block. Don't need the negates. And we won't have enough for that. Oh, so close. It was so close, my friends. We got them to where we wanted, just not enough when they were able to mana beat us down there. So if we do block, which is the only choice that we have, we're not going to get any counter off. Ooh. Everything was out of our control so far, so far. Well, it was a good game. Very, very good game. Oh, almost a clean sweep. So super fun there, super fun. We gave back on our best of 3, but hey, that's how it goes. Oh, it was so close. We just didn't have a good draw engine going. We didn't have the good tee up with the all the stuff there. So, ooh, there we go. Nahiri, awesome. We'll claim that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the deck, Planeswalkers. Again, this is the Mono Blue Devotion deck. It was really popular about like 1 to 2 months ago. Actually, probably more like 2 months ago. And very, very powerful in Standard. Obviously, you guys saw that. We've rotated all the way to full control. Worked really well. We just got bad draws in that last match. We got really close. We were trading. We were doing well. They just had just enough to clip us. So really, really fun. Again, here's the deck. The deck list is available for you down below in the description, so you have access to it right away. Deck links there as well. Questions, let me know down below. Lots of other cool ways to connect and support the channel in the description. Again, Planeswalkers, appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch, stay up to date on daily content like this. Also, feel free or think about becoming a patron. That always helps. And then additionally, Discord links down below in the description as well. And stay tuned. I'll be rolling out some YouTube membership stuff as well. All right, Planeswalkers, I really, really hope you enjoyed this deck. I had a blast playing it. It was super fun. One of the more tricky mechanic type decks that we've done in a while, or have done potentially. So I was glad to show you guys and take the time to do it today. All right, Planeswalkers, you stay safe. I'll see you again soon. Until next time, Mythras out, and stay tuned.